Hello everyone, welcome to Leoguidance time. If this is your first time, and welcome back if you are a returning subscriber. It's always so lovely to have you here. So this pick a card reading is going to be all about your next week ahead, like 7 to 10 days ahead, kind of like a predictions. What can you expect energetically in the physical form, like whatever wants to come through this reading, and also any kind of advices you might need to hear at this time, and about 7 to 10 days ahead. So let me introduce you to the piles, and I'll be using all the cards for all the piles, but these are to be representing your piles. So group number 1 is going to be represented with the Moonology Oracle cards. Group number 2 is to be represented with the Radiant Wise Spirit Tarot deck. And group number 3 is my favorite Wisdom of the Oracle cards. So do your selection in whichever way is calling out for you to do, either in the timestamps in the description box or the cards, or however it looks for you. But whenever you are ready, I'm going to see you at your pile, and I'm quite excited. Hello group number 1, welcome to your reading. If you have chosen the Moonology Oracle deck, then this is going to be your reading. So let me start quickly with the energies I was picking up when I was just cleansing the energies from the deck and connecting with yours. So there is this Pisces card that I keep seeing again and again. So I feel like there is something on your mind that you have been trying to understand more deeply, but it is in a sense of like you were not like I pick up that you were not trying to understand it in like much of an overanalyzed sense, because I felt like you kept finding yourself like at the same place. You were just going on in circles, round and round again. You might have been just focusing more on like how it made you feel rather than actually trying to solve the issue or problem. So you might have quite felt stuck about something in your life, that you might have been looking out for answers from someone. You might have been like waiting to hear from someone, like it can be a person, the position, or any kind of like a response from something you apply. Even could be a housing, again could be a job, I don't know, like anything from a bank. Like it feels like you have been a little bit like on edge about waiting to hear from something or someone. Let's see how is it going to play out, because like I am getting an advice about this as well, that in a way that you keep like dwelling into your feelings and also like focusing on the lack of the situation, meaning that if you're always worried, if you're kind of like thinking about the worst case scenarios, but that worry and fear is like more heavy on you, then it is not helping you. Like if you would have to think about like a better scenarios or doing something to fulfill you in the meanwhile, it's not going to take anything away from what it meant to happen for you. So in that way, like how can you ease your worries and fears is going to be the main theme in this week. And actually I kind of feel like some kind of like a burden is going to be lifted off your shoulders, especially when it comes to your perspective and mindset, even if you might not be seeing anything on the physical. We have luck is on your side with the new moon and Sagittarius. If you're thinking about taking an action towards something, like it might be feeling a little bit new to you, you might not have tried it, and you're like, I'm not sure, like if it's risky, luck is on your side. Like believe me, like I'm picking up an energy that you might not get the results that you hope that you would, but it might even turn out to be a better one. I wanted to look also bring love into the situation with the new moon and Aquarius. Like, yeah, it's an energy. It might not turn in a way that you thought it would, but it's going to be better. So let's see, what are the energies for group number 1? The 7 to 10 days ahead. Spirit. 7 to 10 days ahead energies. Yeah, I saw this. The answers you need are coming, full moon in Gemini. So there's a heavy energy of you needing to literally like balance your like emotions with your logic in a way that you're not going to be over dwelling on the logic and also over dwelling into your emotions, because whatever you are wanting to hear from or get an answer, it is coming to you with this full moon in Gemini. And also there is a need to see like I feel like, okay, I feel like you might be also like in this situation of you feeling like you're going in circles and circles and you feel stuck, because you might be also trying to like see the both sides of the situation. Like, if this happens like this, then it might mean that, or if it's about a person, you might be trying to like think about other person's perspective a lot as well. So there is this kind of like a need of needing to bring balance. If you are operating in that overly emotional state, overly empathizing space, you might need to bring that kind of like a logic by saying that, hey, like, okay, I don't need to overgive this much of my energy, of my mental capacity. Like, let me focus on me, let me focus on the things that brings me more energy. But if you're on the other side of the spectrum about like overanalyzing things and like jumping from one thing to another, cannot be able to keep your focus on because of worries, fears, or any kind of like ungrounded energy, because it's like represents you have been ungrounded for a while, then there's a need of you like investing in yourself a little bit more emotionally, like thinking about the better case scenarios. Bring love into the situation with the new moon in Aquarius. There is going to be something new that you'll be inspired to take an action towards. This might literally be something you want to create with your hands. It might literally be something on the creative areas. It might be art, music, dancing. It might be even like for the first time I'm just like putting attention on like how like masculine and perfect like her back looks. So you might be also, I don't know, some of you very specific might be like personal trainers, or might be like investing in your health a little bit and a lot more actually in this time, or like might want to help other people as well to, you know, bring more balance and health into their life and overall well-being. So you might be starting something new around that. You might be start taking actions about that in this like next 7 to 10 days as well. But it's just all about like you feeling that courage within yourself and the passion and drive within yourself, to accepting that you are not going to give up and you're going to start taking those actions regardless of how untraditional they might look like, regardless of how out of the blue they might look like to other people. Like, it is about you, it's all about you, it's all about what you want, it's all about your perspective, it's all about your vision and your values and your goals. So it's all about you, not the other person. So there's a focus of needing to bring the focus into you, your needs, your emotions, rather than what would others might think. Again, like luck is on your side. Like, I kept like repeating the same message, I guess, since the beginning, because the same cards keep coming. Ooh, a fiery climax approaches with the full moon in Aries. So with you taking an action towards something, it might like, I'm hearing like step on someone's foot, but it's in a way that like, it might disturb some people. Like your ideas, the things that you want to bring it on might just like shake up some kind of like a structures. Your worries and fears might be about that one as well. Some people, I don't feel like this is your energy, but some people might be also agitated by it, and you might get some very ungrounded reactions and like reactions, thoughts, words that were expressed to you directly, indirectly. You might hear about them. It is like just an energy, like I'm really feeling like this is an external outside energy outside of you that you don't need to worry. Like, it might not be the best or the pleasant, but it's just like an probability of an existing energy. Once you start taking the actions, once you start prioritizing yourself, you might see the real face of the people around you, how they truly feel about you. And it is like, you might even take it as like a blessings in disguise. So you might know that who's actually going to come with you, and like who just likes the version of you that you were, that it was not threatening to them. So they just, your guys just wants you to know that it is like, it doesn't mean that if you just hear something get some reactions that is less than perfect, it doesn't mean anything that you shouldn't be following what you want to follow. No, it's like literally about like other people and their perceptions. And it's actually a good sign and indication that if someone is opposing you when you're producing something, putting your heart out to something, it just means that like it is working, like something is shaking something within other people. So it's awakening something. Like people don't react to the things that is actually not important for them. Like in order for someone to react to something, especially like strongly, it really means that it agitated something within them. It really touched something within them. So it really is not about you. So it's just like they want you to know that there might be a possibility of that kind of like an existing energy, but don't ever take it to the heart. It's also going to be a very short-lived energy, literally. Like it might just fade away within a couple of hours, kind of like an energy, or maximum a day or something. The Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. It's a very like an impulsive energy on the shadow side. So it is like just a teeny tiny bit, let's say, in your bigger picture of your vision. And conclusions are within reach. Like whatever you're putting it out there, it is going to like awaken something within people who feel stuck, literally. So I want to just get the clarity literally in the full moon and Aries part, please, first. The energy 7 to 10 days ahead for, oof, this is a lot. I will put them back. This is a lot. So it's time to take action, step outside of your comfort zone. Yeah, something is going to trigger, something about you producing, you put it out there, is going to trigger people. It's going to show them another perspective, another way of living, another way of being, thinking. So it's going to agitate them. Like it's nearly going to show it to them that they were not actually stuck and they might not like it. Your commitment is being tested, and like expect powerful changes. Whenever we have the eclipses, it always just like all the structures that hasn't been serving us needs to crumble down. So it just brings some kind of like a friction before it brings us powerful changes. Hence, like it might be kind of like a friction time with this kind of like areas. Like before you actually bring something out into this world, you might see some friction comes with it. But again, it has nothing to do with like you should not progress with that area, you shouldn't follow your heart. No, it is literally kind of like a natural part of the process that they are saying. So they really don't want you to give up on your inspirations and ideas and values and goals. Okay, let's start with the Gemini. Confidence is your key, new moon in Leo. Okay, whatever you're going to like, either whatever you're going to hear from someone, it really feels like an external energy. It is going to put you on a spotlight, and this might be a little bit new for you. Either the specific area, on the specific area, you've never been on the spotlight like this, or in general, you were more comfortable in your life, to dimming your light, like keeping yourself small a little bit, you know, playing in the safe and not being in the spotlight, so that, you know, if something goes wrong, then it's still safe because not many people see. Like there might be many other reasons, but this is a time for you. You are having a new start. You are taking a chance on yourself. You're betting on yourself. You are winning tenfold. Even like I'm hearing like 100. I'm seeing 100. Like you hit the bullseye kind of like a thing. And believe me, if you ever had, even in your childhood or in your recent past, some kind of like a confidence issue, some insecurities, oh boy, like you're going to see the change like 180 degrees. Like this is the new era of you. This feels like a glow up energy in here. Nothing is yet set in stone. Like the ideas on your mind, they are going to evolve and transmute along the way. They want you to know that like nothing is yet set in stone. The things that you might be worried about, feared around, nothing is yet set in stone. Like you don't even see the big picture. So in that sense, your worry is about something right now, like this little. I'm not undermining it up in there. I'm still there. But your worry is something like this in the bigger picture about something around the scale. But what is actually going to manifest for you is this, and this around here. You don't even see them. You don't even just see the connections yet. So that's why they are saying that your fears and worries might not be even like so reliable at the moment because they are not going to be valid once your circumstances changes very soon. So that's why, like, if you feel inspired, just take the action and like let us pave the way for you is what Spirit is saying. Is there anything more you want to say about the Aquarius? Nothing is gonna come out of this situation. This energy can also mean that something quite like, you know, in the unknown that you cannot quite see, like rather than feeling stuck. Because okay, if you don't like start taking the actions you haven't taken, yes, you are going to still stay stuck. And even regardless of how much you want to like disregard that fact, like you're always going to feel like something is missing. But at the same time, you don't know how everything is going to unfold for you as well. You might just wanna, you know, take some time to also dream about the things that you want to like expand your perspective a little bit. Yes. So if you ever feel also agitated or triggered by other people's triggers, know that you don't need to over sympathize or over analyze with them. Like it's always a gift if you can be able to see their side. And you might have a heavy Pisces placements, by the way, like Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, but you always feel like you're a mediator. You want to just like see the other party, and you might have a tendency to overgive from yourself also in the expense of yourself, just to keep the peace. So in the sense that if you can be able to see where they are coming from, oh, but but they're triggered, like that's why they're doing it, that's good. But don't ever like give it from yourself to justify their actions. Like you can logically accept that, okay, I can see that they are triggered, but they don't have a right to treat me like that. This is more grounded rather than saying that, oh yeah, I see, like, but they're triggered. Like there's a bit of a difference there. So let's get a little bit more details with the tarot. If we can see more details about what's coming for group number 1, 7 to 10 days ahead, Spirit. Oh my God, partnership, 2 of Cups. And we have 3 of Swords in here. This is interesting. I'm not sure if you're planning to hear from someone. Like if this is like about someone that you have been planning to hear from, if this is about a relationship, like not like a job, there might be some kind of, you might be hearing back from someone and you might be quite defensive towards that person, to be honest. There might have been some kind of like a heartbreak that has happened. Like someone might have come to you with an apology about like acknowledging how they have been ignoring you, how much they have been taking you for granted. And they might be like, they might come back to you in a way that they kind of make up their mind. They might not fully heal from the codependencies or any kind of addictions that might have been holding them back, but they still want to work things through. And then we have the Lovers card. 2 of Cups, Lovers is like a big energy. They feel like they have, someone feel like they have missed an opportunity with you. And I feel like you're going to hear from someone. Or they have a Scorpio energy, like someone, that person might still be resisting some kind of like a transformation in here. Like if there was some kind of like a distance between you, or if you guys kind of like went in silence, or like in a situation that you kind of like stopped talking because you were not seeing eye to eye about some kind of like important values in your life or like a life goals, etc. So there was some kind of like a disconnect or argument. That person might not still be at the stage that you need from a partner to be in order to create a partnership, but I hope that makes sense. But still there's some kind of like a version of them that is healed, and they might be feeling it's enough for them to come back to you, apologize, and might want to hear from your side. That person wants to provide for you. That person wants to be the one for you, like stand above the competition. If they had some jealous tendencies, like they might come up to a realization that it was about them, not about you, and they didn't have a right to like make you feel like however they made you feel. Like interesting. I wasn't picking up the romance energies, but can we just get more clarity on the 2 of Cups, Spirits? Oh my god, we have Three of Wands and the Four of Wands. With me, someone is coming to you. I don't know if there's a distance between you, like some traveling, if the distance was an issue, I don't know. But someone is, they might be traveling to you, or they might literally want to talk about some kind of like a future plans with you. And like, if you want, like something might go official or come back to being official if you have been in a pause mode, separation. But it really feels like, or some kind of like argument happened between you two, but this really feel like, it doesn't feel like a new connection really. So this is someone that you have some kind of like a past with, had some kind of like a misunderstanding, this more than a misunderstanding, some kind of like arguments, like difference of oppositions about the big things in your life that you can't compromise from, and you decided to choose yourself, and now this person might be want to come back to you, and you're like, okay, like I just need to see it. Like, I don't know if I should believe in it. Very interesting. What else for this week for group number 1, spirits? I feel like we have been talking about completely different energy in here, and now there's love. But maybe that was all about love for you. Okay. Oof. There's a new beginning energy. You might be feeling hesitant towards like taking an action towards a new beginning in your life, making a decision. You might just want to hold or stall some kind of like a decision, making some kind of like a decision. If this is all about love for you, you might be just like want to take your time before saying no to this person, or maybe you're gonna say yes, but there is this kind of like an indecision. Like, you might want to just collect all the necessary information before making a decision. I'm hearing lost faith. Maybe you lost faith in this person. Like, if this is about a relationship, take it as it resonates. So it might be about the job and the relationship. But if the full reading was resonating with you in a relationship, I can literally summarize it in a way that, so there's someone you had a past with, and then maybe like this person kind of ghosted you, like things just like left up in the air, or like there was a miscommunication, misunderstanding. Maybe you were overly giving, maybe you were overly trying to see their side, and there was like imbalance between like you always giving and them always taking. So you decided to like set some boundaries, or at the same time you might just like get ghosted a little bit, or like communication just like fizzled away, and then you didn't like insist on it. Now I feel like this person wants you to come back, and then you are like in a situation, you know that this situation is like endless, the same circle, keep round and round, and then you want to bring some kind of like a different perspective with the new moon and Aquarius to the situation that this person might not like. Maybe you're completely switching your, I don't know, needs, values, and goals in a way towards a relationship, and this person might not like it. They might have a basically tendency to storm off, and you might be aware of it. So you're like, okay, like I don't want to cause a scene, so how can I just mediate through the situation? So you might just have a tendency to like take the high road. Chariot in reverse, yeah, like you don't, I feel like you don't see this person much in your future, or like even if it is the one for you, still like you're not at a stage to be in my life. Because I feel like you're at a very self-aware energy, and then you're like, you're not fulfilling my criteria. It's like, this is something, it started and it fizzled away. Yeah, we have a past. Yeah, it might have worked through, but then like, I don't see the balance that I need to like pursue this like connection. Either it's too much passion, too like fiery, or either like it's extremely emotional. Like there is no balance between the emotions and the fire in here. So it's not something that can stay in my life at the moment. It's not something I need. It's literally like your judgment you're making. Let's get one Astro cards to summarize the theme of this week for you, and then we will get an advice and wrap up your reading. What's the theme for group number 1 for next 7 to 10 days, Spirit? Thank you. solar calm, clarify. You are guided to take a time out for yourself, not rush towards any kind of decisions that you feel like you need to do. And you're going to find clarity within yourself. You do not need anyone to give you the clarity. You do not need anyone's words. Like, the actions always speak louder than words. And as long as you do not have any worries or fears, you're not giving away to it, believe me, you know what is what. It's only that you might try to deceive your mind because of your fears or worries, but you always know what is what. So you can always trust your own guidance. Yes, North Node of future. Your future is going to clarify once you made like firm decisions about yourself. And let's get your last advice. Ooh, that was fast. No place like home, and that came in reverse. I love to read this ones. So 50. I will read the relationship message at first, to be honest. So this says that lovers, friends, and companion animals are at home in your life right now. So you're okay. So this is a upright position meaning, and that came in reverse. So I will actually read the protection message, but I feel like I never did that before. So it might be all about like lovers, friends, or the companion animals. So it might be literally about the people, friends, or the things that the living creatures that is surrounding nearly your day-to-day or weekly life. It might be about that one, what I'm going to read right now. So there are times when what is familiar and known is not the best choice. Human beings are memory-driven creatures, and we all look for certainty, for what we know, even if the qualities we seek in other people and in external conditions are expressed in unhealthy ways. Avoid being too eager to find a home. Choose something unfamiliar and trust that there you will find a new normal that supports your spirit. Remember, if you do what you did, you will get what you got. This is what I said. Okay, do the opposite of what feels right, even if it's uncomfortable, because what feels right is really what feels familiar, and you will attract and be drawn to the very things you don't want anymore. Let me read it again. Remember, if you do what you did, you will get what you got. Do the opposite of what feels right, even if it's uncomfortable, because what feels right is really what feels familiar, and you will attract and be drawn to the very things that you don't want anymore. So this time will not be different unless you do something different. Oh my god, the whole reading cannot be summarized in better. Group number 1. This is all I got for you. I hope the reading was helpful. I hope it brings some clarity for you. If you like the reading, I would really appreciate if you give the thumbs up. It really helps me. And I will always love to hear from you down in the comments about if this reading resonated with you. And if you have any reading suggestions, I'm so much open to it. And if you like this kind of a week ahead energy readings, now I would like to do them more. And if you want to book a personal reading with me, you can find the details in the description box below. But I'm sending you a lot of beautiful energy, and please do take care of yourself, and I really do hope to see you next time. Until then, take care and bye bye. Hello, group number 2, welcome to your reading. If you have chosen the Radiant Wise Spirit Tarot deck, then this is going to be a reading. So let me share with you what I saw. So there might be some of you coming from group number 1. If it's so, welcome back again. Let's see how much it's going to tie to group number 1, either the entire reading or there might be some part of it that you're going to resonate. But so I feel like this week is going to be more about your inner transformation, and it's in a way that you might be deep within this transformation right now. I don't know how much you're aware of it, but literally the cards and energy that I was seeing is there is some kind of a pull and push energy about who did you think that you were, who you think that you should be, that was taught to you, that you were conditioned to, versus who are you meant to be? Where are you meant to go? And there might be quite like some kind of like a confrontation energies and some kind of like a friction in your personal relationships. I saw like a home. So there might be something within the home if you have a partner, if you're like married, if you have a kid, or if you're living with some people together, but like within a home, or even like if you're living with your parents, whatever your situation, but in your like a very immediate environment, there might be some relationship you might have been trying to mend and it is not happening. So something might be a little bit out of your hands that you might have to accept it. Like, who is trying to mend that relationship is a question Spirit wants you to answer. Is it the version of you that you think that you should be who's trying to mend the relationship? Or is it the version of you, the real you, who would authentically show up in the relationship in this world, who would still want to mend that relationship? So I hope that's making some sense. And I could just explain it to the bit. I'm not guided so much to explain, but the version of you that I'm talking about, like who you think that you are, is trying to mend the relationship. Is it the version of you that has been taught to you, like your friends, your parents, your partner would expect you to behave in a certain way that you feel like you have to behave in that way? Regardless of question, do you even want to anymore? So it feels really, really more like introspective energy, and you might really really need to actually slow down and focus on slowing down and like doing the internal reflection rather than taking always some physical action. So this week really feels like you need to slow down, and you need to just take a time out for yourself, treat yourself, even like if needed, like isolate yourself, like create more boundaries around your energy and your time, and so that you can actually gain some clarity. And again, like it is not only for this week, like 7 to 10 days, but this might be like the peak of this energy for you. But I will start with the Moonology cards and we are going to continue with the tarot. I want to keep the same structure for every reading, so sorry for the camera shaking. So what are the energies for group number 2, Spirits, for next 7 to 10 days? Okay, you might be really coming from group number 1. Balance, spirituality, and practicality. It's about like, are you overgiving? Like, are you being realistic in some kind of like a relationships or how you are moving through life? Like, are you overly like romanticizing and dreaming things in a way that like, you actually know that you shouldn't go that far, you shouldn't give that much, but you keep like justifying in a way that, oh, but like they had this too, oh, but like maybe like because of that, like, are you creating excuses for people, places, and circumstances to treat you any less than you deserve? Is the main question that Spirit wants you to analyze upon and indulge upon. And I'm sorry for starting in this kind of like heavy, but your commitment towards yourself literally is tested. It says that your commitment is being tested, but I'm literally like, your commitments towards you choosing yourself is being tested. Because so you will know if this message is for you if in this life you say that you want things, but they are not actually like so fast manifesting in your life. And for example, you said that you want a great relationship, and then you keep finding yourself in the patterns that people keep taking advantage of you, or you keep saying that I want a great job that I love that pays more, and then you keep finding yourself stuck in the same kind of like a loop that your skills are not fully utilized, you don't get the raise that you deserve, or you're saying that I want to like live in a neighborhood, the place that is really nice and good, but then you keep ending up like not being able to afford or not being able to look for those places, or you keep rejected from the applications you did, like whatever way it just like goes out for you. So you say that you want something, and then it always just like push it back, so fires back. Then this is actually a sign that you are not choosing yourself, because when you choose yourself, universe chooses you more. If you are choosing yourself, then these manifestations would just be in your life like this. I want a relationship that really treats me well. Then you're going to get a partner who is going to be willing to give you whatever you need, whatever you're bringing to the table. If you bring the emotional stability, if you bring like that kind of like a more feminine, softer, like caring energy, then he or she's going to be bringing the provider energy into the relationship physically. You know, like your needs are going to be met. Like you might think that you have this need, but the universe is like, okay, you have this too, so we give you everything. If you would have been choosing yourself and you would have been saying that I want to just excel in my career, then you are going to not only get the promotion, but you're going to be directed to a path that is actually going to align with your skills and talents. Like, can I just make the picture clear? So this is your indication how you might not be choosing yourself if this reading is for you. So, what else, spirits? This might turn out to be like an advice reading, especially if it's like resonating with group number 1 people too. What are next 7 to 10 days energies for group number 2 spirits? Ooh. Wow, too much. I'll take them all. The end of a tough cycle approaches full moon and Capricorn. You're extremely dedicated person, but Spirit wants you to choose about what you're putting. What are your battles? Like, are they worth fighting for? What you have been fighting for all along? Because you're about to like close up one kind of like a karmic cycle in here specifically. Like, you're gonna know what this is about. Let's see if we're going to get more detail, if it's about your career, if it's about your money, if it's about your relationships. But there's something you have been keep on going and going and going, and then you feel like it's an endless cycle. You are closing up that chapter. I'm not saying that you're closing up this chapter within 7 to 10 days. Everything is going to be amazing, full rainbows and unicorns. Unfortunately not. But you're in a process at the peak of it that must feel most uncomfortable, let's say, unfortunately, but like only way from here is up in a more positive direction once you release what you truly need to release, because you need to release what you need to release. Like, you need to introspect more. You really need to take a time out for yourself. This is not the week, especially the 7 to 10 days, to go out, socialize, indulge yourself into activities, alcohol, game, I don't know, like whatever you do, or extra exercise, gym. Like you might not even have enough energy to do that. So this is really a time for you to actually pull your energy back from everything and everyone you have been overly giving. And a time to give rather than take is a new moon and Virgo energy. So there might be a need for you to actually really like put attention on some kind of like a details. Like whenever it comes to, for example, the areas or the people, places, circumstances you might be overly giving, they want you to just put some attention, details on the attentions about like that is going to help you to see the truth. Like if you have a tendency to not want to be able to accept the truth because of some, I have been saying this for group number 1, fears, worries, or anything, then you might just receive some facts that you cannot be able to deny or ignore anymore once you just put attention on the details. You might also want to like establish some new routines within like the 7 to 10 days, like something that could energizes you more, something maybe a little bit more like that could actually balance the spiritual and practical aspects together. So if you have been always just like on time, like following your, like day-to-day schedules, maybe you need to bring in some more fun, some more flow into that structure. Or if you have been overly like dreamy and unstructured, maybe you need to bring some more like, okay, so I want to have the breakfast first, or I want to wake up at this time and want to accomplish something within this time, still like a little bit flowy, but you put some structure into the flow, if that makes sense. But I want to quickly check if there's anything I'm missing with it. New moon and Virgo, because really like the other, like a full moon and Virgo is saying that you deserve to take something. So this is like what I have been keep repeating, like, okay, you might have been overly giving, but then this card says at the time to give rather than take. but I'm still behind what I say. Like, I still back it up. Like, you have been overly giving. So I want to say, like, a time to give rather than take. You might have to give basically, like, literally more to yourself, not other people. But I just want to explain that. So gradually improvements are coming. Pay attention to the detail if you want success without being pedantic. So be of service to others, and love and money will follow. The person you're asking about is reliable. So, okay, we're gonna see these parts. If a situation, okay, let me read this. So when this card comes up, it's time for you to take stock of your situation. Where are you and where do you want to go? The new moon energy of this card suggests the restart of the Virgo energy. And it suggests you to make the restart a clever one that's simple and well organized. Virgo also has a strong health aspect to it. So if you have been unwell, this card suggests that your health is on the up. Virgo loves clean eating and alternative therapies. So add these into your routine now. However you have been feeling, if a situation is blocked at the moment, it could be that you are overanalyzing things or being too critical. It's time to ask less of what someone else can do for you and think more about what you can do for others. It's in a way that being in service for others, and it's also in a way that, like, us stop criticizing of what we don't want and how we wish things to go. So it is an energy of like helping us to get away from a victim mindset and actually being more solution oriented, and also being able to see that, help us to be able to see that we do have a power to change any situation. We are never powerless. We are only powerless when we think that we are. Whatever you're going through right now, this tough cycle, the energy is gaining momentum. Nothing is yet set in stone. The things might be, again, as I said, reaching to a peak point within the 7 to 10 days for you. But know that it is only to bring the new beginnings for you, because they want you to be bold and make a first move, like do something you never thought that you could, because it's going to prove to yourself, your mind, your subconscious, that you are a lot more than your limitations. Your limitations are not real. The fears and worries around your limitations are not real. So if you can do this thing, then think about what else you can do. So there is something about you not wanting to take action towards something right now, but after a period of introspection and releasing, then you are going to find yourself in the situation, hey, I guess I do have the power to create the change that I do deserve for myself, because new start is coming, believe me. But in order for it to come, you first have to release the things that are actually not serving you. So let's get more details with the tarot about what's coming up for you in this next 7 to 10 days, group number 2. Can we get more details, Spirit? Ooh. I guess like someone is choosing their battles more carefully. That might be you. So you might choose to not invest your energy into the things that you recognize that like that's an endless battle and it's not even my battle. Yeah, there's some disappointment energy. Like you really have to accept some things, and in order to do that in a full extent, you might really have to remove yourself from some situations and isolate yourself from the people that might be causing you the disappointment. Oh, sorry. I feel like I'm getting sick. I hope I'm not. I needed to drink water. Moon energy, like this is a time of you really facing with your fears. You're really facing with the reflection of your shadow. Your shadow is not there to torture you. It's literally leading you to the light. You first need to integrate it. You're a little bit like, oh, what do I do? Should I do it? Should I stay or should I go mode, really, at the moment? But you know that something is like stuck. It's not like fulfilling you. Like some piece of the puzzle is missing, if that makes sense. So, okay. This is really like group number 1's energy is coming here, the death. So you are choosing to choose yourself and walk away from a situation that has been keeping you stuck. So if someone is kind of like a begging for you to stay, or like giving you false promises that they're going to change, whether workplace or person or any kind of like, I don't know, anything that you apply for, you did, like, you know that I'm hearing easy come, easy go. So if you feel like I'm not going to see any kind of like committed actions from this thing, this place, this circumstance, this person, mm, I will just live my disappointment for now, but I choose my future self. And my future self deserves better. I'm not going to be stuck in this situation. So you're literally bringing in the transformation and tower moment. You're closing up a very, very like a hard chapter for yourself. You might have been in this connection, this relationship for a while, maybe for some of you for years. And that might be a little bit hard pill to swallow. And some of you might have, I'm hearing a father wound, some kind of like a masculine wound. So you might have, I'm sorry for trigger warning, you might have recognized some patterns that you might have been accepting with the specific person in your life, regardless of their gender, by the way, with your masculine caregiver. If that was your father, then you might have recognized the same patterns that you saw in your father and like your masculine caregiver. Then you normalize it because, I mean, you unconditionally want to be loved by the parents. Like, you know, like you're gonna be just like, you know, close your eyes and act like as if it's normal when you don't know any better as a child. So you might have normalized the behaviors that are not normal, and you might have find themselves repeating in this person. So you were closing up that chapter. So give yourself some grace. That is not easy, what you're trying to overcome, but you have been feeling stuck. You do deserve a lot better. So you're literally going to, you kind of like have lost touch with your inner child. You might have not been doing on activities that nurture you, that give you more. So you're at the risk of literally reconnecting with the part of you have been ignoring for so long. We have Four of Cups and reverse in here, like, okay, this person didn't know what they missed, but at the same time, you're at the point that I'm not going to dwell in my sadness anymore. Like, I'm not going to be delusional and stay in a way that, like, hey, like, I hope that something can change one day if I keep giving and giving. But now you're rationalizing the situations and choosing yourself. And I'm very sorry for trigger warning. So one common theme from this deck, please, Spirit, for this week for group number 2. Before getting the last cards, what's the common theme for group number 2? What is that? I saw this, the Descendants. So, invitation. Let me read this one for you. It's a 37 that adds up to 10. You're closing up one kind of like a chapter in here as well. So 37. So this card says that, okay, look at how you invite others to dance with you, to relate. Be welcoming while also keeping healthy boundaries in place. Once you feel comfortable about your ground rules for the people you bring into your life, it's easier to open your heart. If you notice that you keep people at a distance or avoid meeting new people, investigate this habit. Though it might have been important to protect you at one time in your life, consider how is it working for you now and what will help you feel safe enough to open this door. Also notice in what areas of your life you ask other people to do work for you. The Descendant can point to what you might try to import from other people. While this practice can refer to an important skill in a work situation, it has its dangers in a personal relationship. If you feel disempowered, you might be drawn to powerful people. If you are an extrovert who inwardly craves emotional and spiritual intimacy, you might be drawn in someone who helps you cozy up at home. So it's wonderful when others can help you develop talent characteristics within yourself. But if you ask them to do this for you and they leave, there goes your resources. If you see them only as an extension of yourself, you can't really see them. When you develop your own resources, you can see the others as whole beings with their own needs and gifts. Amazing. So literally this is about that fatherhood that I was picking up and sharing, like what that person has that you think that you didn't have, that you might be taking away from them, like in a way that also like it can connect. Like let's say this doesn't have to be the case. If you're like male, like a masculine caregiver was a little bit ignorant, like in a way that ignorant of your, like a dismissing of your emotions. So whenever you felt something, you always showed it down, and you normalize the fact that someone doesn't put attention on your needs and emotions. You might have chose a partner like that, and you might have been quite an emotional person and really need that validation, but since you normalize it, you keep up with it. But at the same time, since like you have those emotions and you never had a chance to ground them by like someone basically accepting them, because if someone like your caregiver, primary caregiver, didn't like accepted them, you never learn to accept your emotions and who you are as yourself. So you keep suppressing, so you can't ground your emotions. Hence you have that need right now to be drawn to the people like who are grounded, who look more emotionless, who look more balanced. So you might be needing it within yourself. So this is all about you literally like analyzing what you need in life, and like also analyzing your patterns so that you can understand yourself better, your needs better, and then you're gonna choose better after. One last advice for group number 2, please, my guys. Thank you. That was an amazing message, by the way. Sorry that this turns out to be like an advice reading more, but you have some kind of like a message coming, I believe, like the Treasure Island, something you want. Co-create and reverse 40. I'll read them both. So 40 says that 39, 40, yes. So you are trying too hard to create all that you desire. Without the nurturing, vital force of the spirit, perhaps you're in a creative slump, suffering writer's block, facing a monumental task but unable to decide on your first step, so you just avoid doing things. Does the word overwhelmed apply to you right now? Why do you think it all has to come down to you? Inspiration means the drawing in the divine guidance. You must tap into the spirit, not simply to yourself, not only to yourself. Ask spirit for inspiration. Two minds are greater than one, so co-create with your divine partner. Reclaim your partnership with spirit. Inspiration will flow for you as soon as you get out of your own way. So there's definitely something that heals you once you're doing it. So you might have been feeling blocked, but this is about you creating with your inner child. So you might have been trying to do everything on your own by just like blocking that feminine intuitive side of yours, and now it's time for you to reconnecting with it, because it also just like means that you might have been creating things in your life, and you might have been just like putting blame onto the creating things in your life in a way that you don't want, and then putting blame onto the things, circumstances, in a way that it makes you feel like free from responsibility of your own thoughts and actions, or their lack of the actions, so that you can play the victim and it's an easier road. I'm very sorry for it, but I'm really not judging. I did this for the big chunk of my life, so it is like just to bring some kind of like awareness and take the messages if they're resonating. But I really feel guided to read this one. This is gonna be good. Treasure Island 9. This is your last message. So the oracle message here says that you worked hard and acted upon your unwavering belief in abundance, and suddenly in the midst of it all, you hit the jackpot. You have uncovered the map to buried treasure and tap the unlimited potential within you. What you must hone now is your ability to recognize when X marks the spot, because of these golden opportunities may be obvious, but others may not be so Okay, let me read it again. What must hone now is your ability to recognize when X marks the spot, because some of these golden opportunities may be obvious, but others may not be so readily apparent. Trust your intuition to light your way now as you enter this truly prosperous phase, where all the long hard work navigating your inner life is now paying off externally. In all aspects of your life at this time, you have a good fortune. Don't forget to enjoy it, share it with others, as a treasure shared multiplies like magic. So you have some talent that you would love to do. You haven't been co-creating on it. This is also about this time to give rather than take energy with the Virgo, because whatever you're putting it out there, it benefits others as well. So this is a very good omen for you to keep like investing your energy more on this, rather than like you trying to mend something that was not meant for you, and you're trying to overgive to the things that is not given back for you. Whatever you're guided to do, whatever you take a pose because you are feeling uninspired, is actually coming back tenfold for you. You're gonna have beautiful opportunities around that. But and this is going to be your abundance source. But group number 2, these are all the messages I got for you. I hope they were helpful. I hope they were resonating. If you liked the reading, please give it a thumbs up. I really do appreciate it. It really helps me. And I would love to hear from you down in the comments about your experiences, if the reading resonated with you or not. And if you have any kind of reading suggestions, I'm so open to them. And if you like to see this kind of 7 to 10 days ahead weekly predictions, I'd love to do them more. Just let me know down in the comments. And if you want to book a personal reading with me, you can find my email address and the details in the description box below. But I'm sending you lots of love. Please do take care of yourselves, and I really do hope to see you next time. Until then, take care and bye-bye. Hello, group number 3. Welcome to your reading. If you have chosen this with some of the oracle cards, this is going to be a reading. So let's start with your reading. I will put your cards aside. I'm going to just use them to get the advice at the end. So I will just put them around here, and we're going to start with the Moon Oracle cards for you. So let's see, Spirit, what does group number 3 needs to hear and can expect for the week ahead, messages of them, like 7 to 10 days ahead. What are the messages for group number 3 that they need to hear for 7 to 10 days ahead, please? Ooh, I love this energy. We have step outside of your comfort zone, North Node. You're aligning with your life purpose. You might have already started putting some work and effort into the things that is like aligning with your soul purpose, meaning that you know what brings joy to your soul. You know that what you want to just work towards in your life, and you know what fulfills you, and you might be just putting attention and intention and work and action towards that one literally in your life. That's a beautiful energy. You're very close to achieving your goals. You know what you're doing. You're very laser focused on something that you want to create, and you're going for it, and I feel like nothing can stop you. So this week you might be feeling very, very motivated towards your goals, and you might be very sure about you are going to get what you want, and you might not exactly know what you want, but you're so open for universe guiding you towards the things that is going to be best for you. So this is literally I have full trust in the divine and the universe, and I'm going to take the actions that I feel guided at the moment, because I know that the bigger picture is bigger than me, but as much as I know is enough for me. So I will just keep pursuing my path, and I will just trust that it is going to work out for me. A personal issue reaches resolution. You might be also going through some kind of a release towards some kind of a maternal figure, let's say. So there might be some kind of emotional blockage that might have been there for a little while. So you might have started seeing that there's a big purge of release happening, and someone might be just taking more bold actions towards you in a more positive sense that might be helping you to wrap up some kind of maternal cycles in here as well, towards a mother or feminine figure in your life. A new romantic cycle begins. That might be about also you feeling like you deserve to start a relationship right now, in a way that okay, the things that were keeping me feel stuck, that things that might have been just affecting my self-worth, hence the things that I was taking actions towards or not taking actions towards, are more clear for me right now. So I know how to set boundaries. I know where I need to set boundaries, and I can actually set boundaries, because knowing when or how to set boundaries versus doing them is actually very different. Because you might still have those, like, fears and doubts lingering in, like, in a way that someone is treating you not the way you deserve, and that fear or worry might speak to you like, hello, hi, so we know that that is not the best, but can you just get by with it, or like, do you think it's really that bad, or like, can we find anything better than this? Maybe we should just settle. So it is not easy to always set the boundaries, what I'm trying to say. So that inner critical voice, or the voice that was trying to keep you small because you were conditioned to, is fading away. So now you're ready to actually like receive what you truly deserve from the divine's eye. I love that, because you did your inner healing, you took your time, and you know when you need to just pull back your energy so that you can recharge, and you know when you can give to other people. It's a very healthy balance. I love that. You are good enough, full moon and Virgo. This is like, I'm going to get one more card in here. You have been releasing a lot about the things about your self-worth and not feeling good enough. Like, you might have been overly criticized, like in your, let's say, childhood, when you were growing up, or you might have overly critical parents that nothing was enough for you, or from your like primary caregiver, so that you learn perfection. You learn that perfection is the way to only receive the love. So you might be stepping away from that kind of like a mindset that's actually helping you to create things in a more flow, because previously you might have been a perfectionist, but this week you might start seeing that you're actually taking actions when you know that you're not going to complete the whole thing, when you know that there are still too many things that are left unknown to you, but you're still going to feel motivated to take actions towards things. And this is actually paving the way for you. I want to get more clarity around that. So you are not focusing on the details this week. You're literally more seeing the bigger picture, and you're not like so easily like discouraged by the little obstacles in your way. You might not even see the obstacles as obstacles. I saw 555 on the clock. You might see them as literally stepping stones. You might be very much more like verbal during this week. Like, you might really want to talk, write down, channel, even like journal about your inner healing journey. There's something that needs to be spoken out, either like to yourself, voice recording, writing, or if you have a channel, if you have a platform that you do that, or if you just write it to share with people. It is going to be very healing for you, and it might be inspiring to the others. It's very much tied to your soul purpose in here, so that's going to be very healing and beautiful for you. Whatever you feel like you need to speak it out and like put it out there. And you might even like, I'm hearing like podcast. I don't know if you want to like do it with someone, or if you're going to just find someone, or gonna be invited to some kind of like a platform to collaborate. But it is like a beautiful thing in here that you are creating either something with someone like verbally, or you're doing it by yourself, and you might be meeting with someone as a result of it that is aligning with you, aligning with your vision. Like, you might also be doing some kind of like a long, like a year ahead plan, like where do I want to see myself in like mid to long term, whatever a year plan is for you. So you might just make some kind of like more step-by-step action plans for yourself, not so structured as a Virgo, not so detailed, but like detailed enough, but leaving enough space for it to flow as well within the year. But you are also guided to, and you might be thinking about like, where do you want to be more consciously within a year from now, within the next Taurus season as well, that I want to say. And it's like, April, like around end of April-ish it starts. Your commitment is being tested. There might be some kind of like, again, like there might be those kind of obstacles that you might not be even seeing it as like full obstacles. Like the thing is that you are literally starting a new cycle in terms of your emotional well-being. You might be changing your perspective towards the things that once they might be just like taken away from you or straying you, of course, or that you might perceive it as like, oh gosh, like end of the world. Now you're like, no, like I know where I want to go. I keep my focus on, so as long as I know what I want, that I'm not going to be easily discouraged by the things that I want to do, I want to go. And you're also relying your worth less on the external validation. Oof. Prosperity lies ahead, definitely. Like, despite of whatever might be coming your way, know that this is just a test, and you know that, and you're going to still, again, the same card, going to just make your plans accordingly. So much. Oh my god. Okay, just stay the head in here. So nothing will come out of the situation. I will pull it back and let's see. I want to take the clarity for the new moon in Libra. You might see the different side of someone, is what I'm hearing. Different side of a story. You might hear something of a different side, like be bold and make the first move. Hold your vision. So you might be taking a chance towards a relationship, to person, to something, in a very like balanced way, let me say, in a way that it is bold for you, but it is still like keeping that kind of like attackedness towards the other person. So it's going to create space for them, or that person, situation, circumstances, whatever it is. If you're applying for something, or if you're taking action towards someone, it might be a specific connection, is going to still not feel pressure for that person. And this is going to be a bit outside of your comfort zone, but still feeling good enough for you to like do something a little bit new, again outside of your comfort zone. And this might also lead for you to see a different side of a story, different side of a person. Hold your vision again. Like, I feel like this hasn't been a new idea for you. I guess like this has been on your mind for a while. There might have been some challenges either within this relationship, or even within you expressing yourself, you stepping into your Aries energy, you stepping into your bold energy. So this is all about part of like asserting yourself, learning how to assert yourself and balance it out in the world in relation to the other people. Believe in the impossible. You're really keeping your vision high. You really have the goals on your mind, and nothing can deter you, even if the obstacles are not obstacles for you this week. I love that. So can we know a little bit more details, Spirit, about this week for group number 3? Oof. This is a lot. I'll put it back. Knight of Pentacles in reverse. There's something that hasn't been moving forwards in your life, regardless of your efforts, that I want to say. Let us pull back to there. So you might start seeing some results around that, because I feel like you have been waiting for so long, but there's a reason why something hasn't just moved towards. It's because like some things in your life was not yet ready. It wasn't in balance for it to like flourish in your life. I feel like it's more about you just stepping into a winning mindset, like being a winner, being in the spotlight, feeling like confident about it, is bringing the attention that you seek and the praise that you deserve. King of Cups. What else, Spirit? King of Wands, I saw. I'll get some clarities around that for group number 3. We have Chariot. We have 4 of Pentacles, clarifying the Chariot in here. We have 9 of Cups, clarifying King of Cups, and You are playing all your cards out on a table this week with the Justice in reverse, and we have Seven of Swords in reverse under the bottom of the deck. So for this week, about the details, there is an area of your life that was in balance. That might be about a contract, that might be that your promotion was on hold, that someone didn't treat you fairly, you lost some rights, you paid more than you should have, whatever is the situation for you, or even like someone who is studying, like your paper didn't get the proper grade, etc., whatever is that, or your publication, you are receiving justice towards it. You are going to, like, first of all, you're going to acknowledge yourself as the winner, and the people around your close circle is going to recognize what has happened if there was some kind of like an injustice, imbalance in your life. So this thing is going to turn itself upside down. This is about this energy of you not needing this external validation anymore, so that external validation finds you after you find it internally, if it makes sense. Oof. I just want to get one card in here, clarifying the Six of Wands more. What did we have in here? You are good enough. Yes. You might also be receiving some kind of like a communication from someone acknowledging this. You might do something successful with someone, some kind of like a collaboration that might be also like quite like bringing justice to some kind of like an area, some new perspective. It's like, it's really about like healing your confidence around something you weren't feeling so confident about before, literally. And it's like changing the course for you in the most beautiful way. It makes you feel like, okay, now I have the power to take control of my life. I love that. And with the King of Cups and the Nine of Cups in here, like, you are having some wish fulfillment in some area of your life, whether you're stepping into some kind of like a leadership position, that you are going to use your emotional skills, your talents, your leadership abilities, and you are going to be able to do it so smoothly in a way that you know how to balance basically leadership, logic with more of the emotion. So you're not detaching from your logic, but at the same time, you're mainly leading with your emotional intuition, emotional intelligence, and intuition. You might be also like, since you learn how to set boundaries, you might be easily like stepping up in your like a career wise position, like wherever you have to like say something, say no to the people and easily justify it. Is one another message. Like, you're feeling super contented. It's like there's 9 cups in here and he's holding the 10th cup. It's like really emotional fulfillment energies where you're stepping in. You might be recognizing more and more of where your emotional fulfillment lies. You might be accepting that it's through the leadership, any leadership position, whenever you feel independent and free in your life as well. Yeah, like some people in your past might be also recognizing that how unfairly they have been perceiving you as well, that I want to say, because you stepped away from them, you stepped your energy away from them. And with the Chariot and the Four of Pentacles in here, it's an energy of like, you want to move forward, but at the same time you don't want to lose some things in your life. So there's this like pull and push kind of like energy internally about like, am I ready to take the next steps? But what if I lose something that I already have? And this feels more about, so like the material aspects of the things, like finances, safety, security, where you live. Something is not what you want, like not giving you enough. You want more. Maybe money, maybe position, whatever is that. So you feel like you have to take some actions, but you're like, like, what if I lose something? But you are going to take the action. You are going to be bold and you are going to make that first step. Knight of Cups in reverse. I saw 10 of Cups in here with this strength. If this is about some kind of like a relationship, you might be also hesitant towards, but like, like, what if I like lose my safety here, safety net here? Yeah, there's some worries around it. Okay, Spirit is not telling me what is going to happen. Like, if you take this action, what's going to happen, Spirit? It's going to happen for group number 3 if they take this action. Can we know? Fool in reverse and King of Swords in reverse. They want you to take this action when you feel fully ready for it, because there is a part of you that might actually self-sabotage some things, to be honest. If you feel like you're not fully ready for it, you might be overly analyzing, you might be overly critical of yourself, and you might have a potential to sabotage like what might be like coming or flowing so easily for you. This is like being an overly cautious energy, to be honest. So there is no rush for you to do anything unless you feel like you're really aligned with it, is what they're trying to say. Because you're holding yourself back, you're limiting your joy, but you know where your like joy lies, you know what you want to do. Like, you're a very intuitive person. So I guess you might have to like connect with your intuition just a little bit more and not overly give into your logic in this week. So let's see some common theme before we get the last advice for you about this week. Group number 3. Ooh. We have Neptune vision. I love that one. Wait a second. Okay, with this Neptune energy in here, there's this very big need of you needing to connect with your intuition and dream a little bit more in your day-to-day life, to be honest. Because you are going to like realize more and more about your visions, your life purpose in here. And you might like also need to balance it out with some practical steps afterwards as well. But your sensitivity is literally your superpower that drives your intuition. And this week is what I want to say. And the times that you feel yourself confused is the times that you are overly giving into your emotions and it's not balanced with the mind. But you do have some vision in here you want to just bring into the world, and your emotional fulfillment is a key to it. The Scorpio investigate energy, it's that balancing of the intuition and the mind literally in here that wants to like manifest for you this week. So they just want you to like even daydream or romanticize towards like your life goal. Like, what is the life that you want to live in? How does it look like? How it makes you feel? What your day-to-day life look like? So you can just get more clear ideas about where you want to go. So connect more with your intuition. Let's get last advice. Clean it up 21. So that came in reverse. 31, 27. Oh God, where's 21? 20 and 21. So the protection message says that, is it possible you may be focusing too much on other people right now, trying too hard to be helpful? Does taking on what belongs to others make you feel needed or desired? Perhaps you think it's your calling to relieve people of their burdens, but what is it costing you? And it is, okay, wait. Perhaps you think it's your calling to relieve people of their burdens, but what is the cost to you and to them? Don't clean up someone else's side of the street. You're not helping by freeing him of or her of responsibility. You are also not doing yourself any favors, and you just might be adding an even greater strain. You are loved as you are. You don't need to be needed or to be loved. This might also just like an additional message about like, if this pattern of already wanting to help, like with the you're good enough, that you're healing in here, has been playing out in your life, you might be also seeing more of the patterns in your life to clean it up as well, so that you can fully step into your vision and your life goals on here. But and life purpose. But these are all the messages I got for you, group number 3. Thank you so much. If you just stay tuned until the end of the reading. If you like the reading, please give it a thumbs up. It really does help me. And I'd love to hear from you down in the comments about if the reading resonated with you or not. And if you have any reading suggestions, just comment down below. I love to do that. And if you like this kind of like weekly predictions, I'd love to do them more. Just let me know down in the comments. And if you want to book a personal reading with me, you can find the details in the description box below. But I'm sending you lots of love. Please do take care of yourselves, and I do really hope to see you next time. Until then, take care and bye-bye.